chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days when the judges ruled that there was a famine in the land. A certain man of Bethlehem, Judah, went to dwell in the country of Moab, he and his wife and his 2 sons. The name of the man was Elimelech, and the name of his wife was Naomi, and the names of his 2 sons were Mahlon and Chilion, Ephrathites of Bethlehem, Judah, and they went to the country of Moab and remained there. Then Elimelech, Naomi's husband, died, and she was left and her 2 sons. Now they took wives of the women of Moab. The name of the one was Orpha, and the name of the other Ruth, and they dwelt there about 10 years. Then both Mahlon and Chilion also died. So the woman survived her 2 sons and her husband. Nagsimula itong Book of Ruth na sabi dito sa verse 1 na binasa lang natin, "Now it came about in the days when the judges governed, there was a famine in the land." So obviously, nangyari ito sa panahon ng mga judges kung saan sinasabi sa chapter 21 verse 25, siya yung last verse sa aklat ng Judges. Sabi, "In those days there was no king in Israel. Everyone did what was right in his own eyes." Kaya it was a time of lawlessness. People did what was right in their own eyes, kung anong tama sa kanilang paningin, sa kanilang pag-iisip, without consideration of God's commandments. Kapag disobedience at sukdulan na sa kasalanan ang mga Israelites, gumagamit ang Diyos ng either foreign invaders upang i-oppress sila or di kaya natural disaster, in this case, famine, upang disiplinahin ang mga Israelites para magbalik loob sila sa Diyos. Sabi nga sa Deuteronomy 11, verse 16 and 17, "Beware that your hearts are not deceived, and that you do not turn away and serve other gods and worship them. Or the anger of the Lord will be kindled against you, and he will shut up the heavens, so that there will be no rain, and the ground will not yield its fruit, and you will perish quickly from the good land which the Lord is giving you." Ganito ang cycle sa panahon ng mga judges. This was a period in which God's people would move from disobedience to defeat to deliverance. Now dahil sa famine, nag-decide itong si Elimelech at ang kanyang asawa na si Naomi na umalis sa Bethlehem in Judah at magtungo sa Moab. Now, tama ba ang naging desisyon nila? Sino nga ba itong mga Moabites o ang bansang Moab? Kung mapapansin nyo, yung first 5 verses na ito, 4 times ginamit yung land of Moab. Now, sino nga itong mga Moabites at bansang Moab? Sila ay hated enemy ng Israel. Sinakop nila ang Israel ng almost 18 years sa time of the judges at naging malupit sila sa kanila. Ang lahi nila ay nagmula sa incestuous relationship between Noah and his daughters nang nalasing si Noah. Sila ay mga pagan Gentiles na nagpa-practice ng polygamy. Pwede silang mag-asawa ng marami at idol worship. In Numbers 25, mababasa natin dito, ang mga Moabites ang nag-impluensya sa Israel into sexual immorality and pagan worship. Sa Deuteronomy 23 verse 3 and 4, ang sabi ng Diyos dito, "No Ammonite or Moabite shall enter the assembly of the Lord. None of their descendants, even to the 10th generation, shall ever enter the assembly of the Lord. Because they did not meet you with food and water on the day you came out of Egypt, and because they hired against you Balaam, the son of Beor from Petor of Mesopotamia, to curse you." So makikita natin na sila Elimelech, is now walking by sight, hindi by faith, nang iniwan nila ang promised land para sa lupain na sinumpa ng Diyos. Para manirahan excuse me, ang pamilya ni Elimelech sa Moab, kinakailangan niyang makihalo or makigaya sa customs ng mga Moabites o maari itago ang kanyang pagiging Israelite or i-deny ang kanyang faith in God. The fact na inalaw nila mag-asawa ng babaeng Moabites ang kanilang dalawang anak ay nagpapatunay kung gaano sila kawiling i-compromise ang kanilang faith. Dahil tumatakas sila sa pagdisiplina ng Diyos sa Israel sa pamamagitan ng famine, they just jump out of the frying pan into the fire, from God's loving discipline into Satan's hand. Elimelech's first concern was not in serving God, but in serving dinner. Ganyan ang kasalanan. Minsan may mga mahirap na sitwasyon, tapos bibigyan tayo ng magandang opportunity, ngunit ang kapalit ay makompromise ang ating faith, magkasala sa Diyos. Sa una, affected tayo, medyo nakokonsensya, nag-iisip-isip pa, pero sa katagalan, nakakasanayan na ang kasalanan na parang okay lang, wala lang, namanhid na. James 1 verse 15 shows the progression of how disobedience often leads to death. Then after desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death. Sana nakikita natin dito sa buhay ni Elimelech at Naomi, sin will always take you further than you were planning to go. And it will keep you longer than you intended.